G'day YouTube, Jason here, how you going? Hey, just thought I'd do a quick video on some of my computer games, PC games. Something that I don't really collect anymore, mainly because the collection got too big and too obscene, so I moved a lot of them on, and I'm about to do that with some of these big box games as well. So I just thought I'd pull some out. I've got a bit of a stack here and thought I'd work through them. Chances are they'll stack will probably fall over before I get through it all, but never mind. And I'll just do a quick flick through of them using the down looking camera. So they're cool artworks. When you look at them, of course you can see that a lot of attention and detail went into them to make them look, the part. And of course, being a Windows game, they used to have all the information on the spine. And then of course, not very exciting, it has keyboard stroke templates, the book, and then of course 2 discs, and inside there is the actual CD key as well. So you used to get some cool packaging back in the day with PC games, but I don't know of anyone that carries PC games in my area on the shelf anymore, mainly because a lot of these were, this one here particularly, Windows 98, ME, XP and 2000. Of course the hardware is different now, a lot different from what it used to be, so you'd have to run an emulator to run these games. Next one, Viet Cong, and again same story, pretty awesome graphic artwork, very simple and clean, glossy packaging always look great. Doesn't have any specifics about it there, but again, open her up. Inside you've got 2 discs, or two multiple discs, and that's Viet Cong. I don't know if you call these big box games now. DVD covers is what most people have kicking around. They chuck away the outer sleeves, but I guess by today's standard it is a big box. Here's another one which is pretty cool, EverQuest, and they went all out with this one here, and there's also a small cast figurine in there as well. And of course inside they used cardboard sleeve inside this one, not a plastic. And of course inside you just had expansion CDs, EverQuest. This is actually the making of, that kind of thing, so a bit of a behind the scenes sort of CD. This is the actual game, and then of course the book as well. Not very exciting the way they used to package them like this, because it was just a cardboard box. This front part is the actual part that the collectible figurine was. I think this came out with different figurines in here, so different depending which one you bought, depending which figurine you got. It's thicker than a normal box as well, so pretty cool. Diablo, this has got a nice feel to it. It's got sort of like a rubbery textured feel, and of course being Diablo, they go all out with the artwork. As you can see, it's got a bit of a shiny chrome look to it. Book, and these are voucher cards that you download for the game. Just pretty cool. And then of course the discs themselves, disc 1 and disc 2. So a lot of pretty cool packaging and marketing that came out. course, Diablo. This is Diablo 3, and that includes the expansions for it as well. Another one. This is a bit of a rarity. It's one of the earlier first-person shooters. So 98, ME, 2000, and XP. It was designed for. So it probably at the time you would have had to have a pretty awesome graphic card to play it. So hence being probably didn't have big numbers. I've put it into this box to hold that from collapsing because it's just got 2 discs inside it, just to support the box. Otherwise, it'll fall to pieces. Of course, some of the artwork is pretty cool for its day. I've got a series of these, which is Disney ones, Ratatouille. Not very exciting, but these are the cardboard box versions. They did come out on a compressed small CD, coloured packaging. And again, you've got your disc, Ratatouille, because it's a Windows XP game, of course. Done for Disney. And there's also a book as well, which is actual all about the game, the artwork. And of course there's another one which I'm not going to open up because it's exactly the same, which is Up. And another one again which is exactly the same, which is Cars. And I'm starting to lose some of these, unfortunately. I knew that was going to happen, but never mind. Cars and Up. Pretty cool games. They're all based on a standard engine, so there's nothing very exciting about them, but Up is a cool platformer, and Cars obviously is a cool drive around. Then we also have this one, which is the box doesn't really do a lot for it, but the box is hard to find. Star Wars Galaxies, complete online adventure, which has its this is what you see around. You don't normally see the cardboard box. It normally gets destroyed and thrown away. Of course, you've got the discs, and there's an artwork. Keystrokes. And then you've got your multiple discs, because this is a multi-spindle PC DVD. There's CD versions of this, and I've got one kicking around, which is about six discs, I think. Of course, it's been repackaged, and you can also get it for download because it is only a internet type game. Another one. Unfortunately, it's been sitting underneath some others and it's been a bit squashed. And that's mainly because, as you can see, it's just a book and a CD. Now, this is a proper big box. This is the traditional one, which is a CD size. This particular one doesn't have a lot going for it, just some big artwork, and it's a big huge box. And then inside, as you can see, it just has the CD and a big cardboard sleeve. Yeah. And this is another big box. I had 2 versions, but I sold one of them, and one was just a plain box. This is a Sierra game. Again, a big box, the way it's presented. These were pretty detailed games back in the day. and inside you just have a cardboard sleeve. Here's your box. Then your cardboard sleeve. Huge thick book for it. Keystrokes. And then of course your game CD. These were back in the day when you didn't have a CD key, you just run the disc, but the disc had an image key on it, which in the old days they used to copy the image and put it as a thumbnail and allow you to crack the game. Well, not allow you to, but you did. That's how you did it back in the day, is crack the game by putting an image into the profile of the game. And that's how they could tell whether you were playing a legit copy or not. Quake Wars. Bit of a crease, unfortunately, but nice glossy covers. This is actually a cool game. Sort of gone by the wayside though, unfortunately. A lot of people just played Quake, and Quake Wars was a generous expansion of it. Front lines. It's a bit embossed, and it's got a cool glossy effect on the graphic artwork. And of course this is what you see mostly. It's pretty rare to find the boxes, mainly because everyone just ripped these out and threw these away because they just saw it as just a bit of marketing. But of course now the marketing is more attractive than the actual games in some cases. This is one of my favourite presented packaged games. It's a cool game as well. Splinter Cells, Tom Clancy. I've had multiple copies of this. The reason for it being so cool is it's because it's this awesome fold out type artwork. And as you can see, when you fold it out, 3 discs, pretty awesome. And then you've got the booklet and then a guide, free booklet that came with it. But this was about different other games available at the time. So Tom Clancy did a lot of games. So it's pretty cool the way they presented it. Conan. As you can see, the artwork's pretty awesome. Fold that again. Fold that again. So, and then you have of course, the discs. Promoting Conan books as well. I still find these pretty cool because of the marketing and the packaging, but the reality being is that they're, I've got a lot of the old laptops still. I've collected them, and I can still play these, but it's very time consuming to set them up. Very specific graphic cards needed. Good old Battlefield. They did hundreds of these games. Battlefield. They just about took the same mechanic and overlaid it. Another one. This is Medal of Honor and Battlefield. It's a collection pack. It's got the actual physical games. Again, this is a cardboard box with a cardboard inlay, and then of course you had multiple discs. And then of course they took them from CD and they put them into DVD, and then when they went DVD, of course DVD cut the disc down to about probably 4 discs for one DVD. Medal of Honor. Again, this is an outer sleeve. This was probably one of the later packagings that they did here for Medal of Honor. Still sealed. Can't be right. No, didn't think it would be. Graphic discs, which they did actually end up with a non-graphic disc after a while. And of course, being an older game, it was a CD keyed, but you still need the disc to play it, which was the thumbnail, which was put on the disc. Full Spectrum Warrior. I never played any of this. This came from EB Games back in the day by the looks of it. I'm told that if you take the date, you could work out what year it was somewhere. No, anyway. So Full Spectrum Warrior, pretty cool game. The box isn't any more than just a sleeve. And again, inside all you had was the disc and the book. Nothing really fancy. A virtual skipper. Of course, it told you what you needed in the way of hardware. 300 megabytes of free disk hard space, which probably back in the day was a lot. We also have Call of Duty Advanced Warfare. Of course, this is a game that's been around for a long time now. Kevin Spacey's not a popular fellow anymore. And of course, inside was just the good old jeweled plastic sleeve, multiple discs. You would have probably struggled to find a computer that could play this really, really nicely. You would have had to have a high-end computer, and you can see it's promoting Steam there as well. So this is another big box one. This is very, very old. You're talking about where does it say? No, it doesn't give me an indication there. 1994, which for PC gaming is really, really old, and also copyrighted in 1988. But that means it would have to be a very basic DOS game. I keep it in a bag. It's got the booklet and instructions and a whole lot of help files to help you get it loaded and playing. Because back in the day, CD-ROM 98 was around, but yeah, very, very expensive PCs because of a CD-ROM. Another big box, Commandos 3. Not a lot in it though, it's just a big ass cardboard sleeve. There's a disc in there, which is a DVD shaped cartridge that it's in. Can't really tell you a lot about the game. It's a top-down type game. And another one here, which is Medal of Honor. Again, Pacific Assault. It's a nice fold out, and it's got a bit of a gloss to the graphics. Again, this would be a repackage, but they really wanted to sell it because they have invested a bit in the packaging. I don't know if you can read that very well. But inside is just the good old grey plastic multiple sleeve. Avatar, The Legend of Angie. Yep. Box doesn't say a lot for it. It's pretty cool. And of course inside it's just the cardboard sleeve and the disc. Can't really say I know a lot about the game, but you know, there's some serious collectors of Avatar. This is an unusual presentation of it. I'll probably get copyrighted for this one, but never mind. CSI Miami. It's one of the hardest bloody copyrighted programs out there. Yeah, it's just one of those crime type walk around. Some awesome artwork because it folds out. And then of course inside is just the disc, which is, you know, for those die-hard CSI Miami fans. Then I've got another big huge box here of just PC games, but I don't think any of them are really of any great interest to people, so I'll just have a quick flip through them. I don't know anything about these kind of games. I think it's even probably disc 2 and it's missing disc 1. Yeah, just a random one I picked up somewhere. Sims 4, 2 discs there. Terrible way they used to package them, which is in a cardboard sleeve. But, yeah, I don't know much about that one, but it does look interesting anyway. It's a whole series of these ones. It's really those click and play games. Just so you can see the back of them. It's just a puzzle game. So they did a whole lot of these branded puzzle type games. And of course, they were just put that pile there and start piling up. Back in the day, this was one of the earliest ones that we used as a first-person shooter and network 2 laptops together with multiple discs. The cool thing was it did have a genuine mechanic in it where one of you could go to one door entranceway and the other could go to another door entranceway. You could communicate with each other and then break into the building from 2 different angles. Legitimately, it worked, and it was a very good graphically presented game. So a lot of fun if you manage to come across one. Tom Clancy's Recon, not very exciting, but very oldly. The graphics are very old now on that. Battlefield 3, Spy Fox, again another one of those click type adventure games. NBA and Littlest Pet Shops, but it's got dogs in it. Bugger. I think this was one of my daughter's favourite games. Oh, there's the actual little pet shop there. And of course she used to play that and play dogs when she was young. Mass Effect, Mass Effect 2, Skyrim, Daylight, had a bonus downloadable content. Play Night Hunter as the zombie. Mass Effect 2, just a different presentation. Mass Effect 2. So later on in the life of the game, they would have repackaged and you know, sold it as a discounted title. It had $59.99 on there, or 2 for $100. But Scooby-Doo, where are you? Just come loose, unfortunately. These are a lot of fun, but again, they're just click and point of inches, and they have the real voice characters in it. Just a random one. Prince Studio Disney, Monopoly, Angry Birds Star Wars. Oh, clean up disc for XP. Harry Potter. Enemy Front. See, it's got some snipering in it. Might have to give it a crack. I know I've got it for PC somewhere. There's CryEngine sniping technology. Run out of room here, push that aside. Armed and Dangerous. 007. Disc 1, Disc 2, CD menu. Get some of this out of the road. Another copy of Splinter Cell. Civilization. This is a lot of fun if you manage to get a copy. Star Wars Old Republic. Keystrokes in it as well as the discs. And 2 complete games. Grand Theft Auto episode Liberty City. The discs are gone. I would have held on to it because it has a CD key here, and it also has the artwork map and all that. So disc is probably around here somewhere. Unfortunately, I haven't really looked after these. I've just chucked them in a box in the garage, and here I am just digging them out. Star Wars Lego. Again, another game my daughter used to love. Cats, and of course he was dogs made as well. Another Worms World Party. There's another type of packaging we got, which was sort of like took the old games and repackaged them again. And resold them for a cheaper price, keep them in circulation. Battlefield 4, Thief 2. I don't know a lot about this game, but it's a bigger than normal package that it's in. Batman, best of. Yeah, complete. Motorbike game. Another shooter. Just come into the last of this box. FIFA 13, FIFA 8, Stolen. A well presented game, and I'm told it's actually pretty cool. Splinter Cell, Double Agent, Cats, and these dogs. Cats and dogs. Just a couple left. Splinter Cell, Conviction, Elder Scroll 3, Morrowind. And last but not least, a flying game. So these were like at the end of the game's life, and you could pick the actual games up for like $19 legitimately, which was about $10 US. So they sort of repackage things to make the games affordable. You can buy them off the shelf brand new, play them. Of course, now you can just download any of these. But keep in mind that all of these games I've shown you are up to generally Windows XP. So to run any of these now, you would have to run an emulator or just pick up an old laptop, which is the best way to do it, because laptops at the later stage of their lives, still running XP with pretty high rev graphic cards in them. Or if you're into it, you go and build one. I still have a lot more computer games in the garage. These are ones I'm just going to get rid of. I'll just sell them as a big, huge box to someone. mainly because I'm more into collecting the console games than I am actually PC games. Um, yeah, of course you can download any of these games for like $1 each off Steam or something like that. But a lot of titles have disappeared. I've got a whole whack of CD disc games, and those CD disc games are all oddball titles and so forth that you've never really heard of, and came out pretty big accomplishment for their day, but just sort of um, PCs were very expensive, like you're paying $3,000 or $4,000, back in the late '90s, and that was a lot of money back then, which is probably equivalent now to $10,000 almost, if not more, just to play a very basic game. But yeah, so anyway, that's it for now. So please like, and please subscribe. Take care. Thanks for bearing with us.